Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody. Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast. My name is Tommy. I go by TLWMY.
My name is CJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
Guys,
is it Lavish Bear on Twitter?
I think it's just the other Tom, to be honest. I've been considered. Should we is it time to drop that too? Get rid of the Lavish Bear? I really don't use it.
No one actually knows it, right? Except for when we say the podcast. You are the other Tom.
Lavish Bear, what a callback, man. I still, to this day, like I said, I don't think we've ever had like, hey, Lavish Bear, what's up? It's just been like, that's like your little moniker that you've had that nobody ever calls you. Just been like, hey, here's your Twitter handle.
That was my first Xbox Live gamer tag.
Yeah, Fight Night.
It's like TJ and Finer Rocket over there, like way back when.
Hey, whoa, that's my wallet.
We're doxing Xbox names. I don't know that I ever had I don't remember if I did get a signed one. I don't remember what it was. But before that, it was always Con and Bob.
I was gonna say, yeah,
I didn't want to say that one, but yes, that was your name.
It was Con and Bob, but I couldn't spell because I was like 14 and it was condemn. I was a 3 in there for like an E, so it's condemn Bob. So.
Could have been Mr. On 3 too.
Hey, shout out to Mr. On 3 too, or that Pizzle Boy.
That Pizzle Boy. X Godfather X.
There we go.
That's right.
If you guys are tuning in, welcome to 2024 Freedom 35ers, everybody. What the fuck is up? Wake up.
Do confetti.
Tom never put our in last week in post-production. I listened back to that. He's like, yeah, I'll totally put one of those in.
I never had any intention.
Never had that. Never made it.
Actually, wasn't your computer giving you an issue that week too or something?
Oh yeah.
Something was taking forever to upload or whatever.
No, that was the thumbnail
before. Yeah.
It
kept crashing during the thumbnail. That was pissing me off. That's right.
Yeah. Like the last like two, we ended 2023. So like we were just like, we'll do them like 10 an hour later than like normal on our scheduled time. We just kind of like casually just made our way like done. We were like, we're off right now. It's the holidays.
But I'm not even, in the studio. I'm like in spare bedroom.
Oh yeah, that was on the Vivo the Coin. Yeah, you're like halfway through the episode. Tom showed up. What's up, guys? What's going on? But we're back. We're here. It's 2024. Welcome back to another episode, another podcast, another year inside of space. We've been doing this 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. That's actually wild to think,
baby. Bring on the bull.
TJ, you gonna grab the bull by its horns?
I'm going to.
I really
this
did
time.
You did that? What one's that?
That's dodgeball. He has the painting behind him on the wall.
I really did.
That's a metaphor. I really did that though.
Yeah. In a book. Just kidding. Seriously. So many good quotes inside that movie. Like to break a mental sweat too?
Yeah, I just wanted to stop the quotes, so I cut myself off.
I guess this is the first podcast that it's the first podcast of the year. But I guess we're going back to like that podcasty type style. Are we going? Or is that our theme this year for the podcast itself? Are we going to drop the podcast? We're doing skits. What are we doing this year? That's the real question. We haven't even actually thought about it yet.
We're just gonna be creating content, whether it be a podcast form, whether it be a skit form. We're gonna be throwing content at you guys left and right. And we just hope you enjoy it. And we're gonna have fun doing it. We're gonna just try to have more fun with our content.
I want to dip
the Cardano puppet show. I've been trying to pitch to you guys for months now.
The Cardano puppet show. Tom's got some puppets on his shirt, dude. He's got some puppets on the shirt. You're already ready to go.
That might be a little sneaky content creator idea that they could take. Puppet show.
What?
For Cardano. A little puppet guy.
Hey guys, let's welcome to Cardano. Our puppet
Timmy
show.
the cat did really well, just as the cat. He had a ton of subscribers.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
Can you imagine, dude? Like, what do you guys do? Well,
what was that show? Cardano. Crank Anchors or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many streamers are there that are actually like just puppets?
Not a lot. I can't think of any.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know how you game. You only got one hand. Then if you got a puppet going, it's kind of hard to game. On the other hand, but if you could figure that out, where you could operate the puppet and game well.
That's the new meta for us this year.
People like VTubers. I mean, that's what we're gonna switch to. We're gonna do all VTubing this year coming up.
It's just how we lure you guys in. You guys want to talk about crypto? You want to talk about Cardano? We're talking about VTubing and puppets. Got you guys.
Got him.
Yo, so 2024, guys. Did everybody have a good little break? We took like 10 days off since our last video. It's been a while.
I had a nice break. I got my annual sickness every year for the past 3 years. After Christmas, I get sick for like 5-6 days, which was fun.
Nice, dude.
So every time, never fails.
I'm going through right now as well, pretty much. Mine was after New Year's, but
yeah, I bring in the New Year's with something. Finally, New Year's Day, I was better, but up until then, Wednesday to Sunday night, I was sick. So did not enjoy that. How was yours?
See, my wife, she got sick. She's still sick right now. I did not, because I don't get sick. Actually, I do.
You've been making some sick plays with some omens, right?
Tom's jumping, but I like it. Were we gonna go into like fuck last year's live stream recap, dude? We're going right into.
I didn't put live stream. I just put holiday recap.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Well, yeah, I was up in following up on what we were doing over the break. I was up in Utah, Park City over there doing
some, by the way.
Dude, honestly, I haven't seen snow in a while. We're down in Florida, so it's not obviously a common thing here, but we went up to Park City, Utah for a little Christmas vacay with the fam, or our extended fam over there, in-laws, as we like to call them now. But yeah, I guess coworkers. I mean, there's a lot of different things, but we went out to Utah there, and it actually wasn't bad because I hadn't snowboarded in like shit, I don't know, like 15,
I've
20
never
years,
snowboarded.
Like
I've always wanted to. It looked like you guys had a blast, honestly.
I mean, we all grew up like skateboarding and stuff like that. So like when I was younger, like snowboarding was like just the kind of natural like transition from skateboarding. Obviously, I'm like land, so it was a little bit better. But I was like, I'll be able to pick it up. I'm fucking 35, I'm still young. Oh man, I got on there, strapped up a boot over there, and tried to like move. Fucking busted my ass like in like 2 seconds. Just like fell down right away. I think this is gonna be a long day. They had already like skied and they were all skiing except for her brother-in-law, or my brother-in-law. He was snowboarding, so he was like, "All right, I'll take you on a little slope." And I'm sitting there, I'm like,
the kid slope, you're like knocking little kids over and shit.
You know what the scariest part about like snowboarding and shit is like all that is just getting on and off the lift.
Like that's pretty tough because your board's going the wrong way to get off. Like skis. Yeah. They're facing straight. You slide right down. Yeah. Snowboard, you're like, first of all, it sucks on your ankle too. Just like
your ankle just like it's like crooked, like riding up the whole way.
Yeah, you got to hold it. You got to cradle it like with the other foot. But yeah, when you get off,
I'll learn that trick later.
If you're sitting, if you don't pay attention to your seating like arrangement, and you're not sitting the right way,
people will go into each other. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's a problem for sure.
Yeah, well, I can probably say that the first time I got off the lift, I did not fall. I only fell one time throughout the day, which is actually pretty impressive. But we did 2 bunny slope runs, and then everybody it went straight to a blue right after that, which goes green, blue, like black diamond, and like triple black diamond, double black diamond, whatever. Went on a blue right after that, 2 runs down the bunny slope, and I managed to hold my own for a little bit. But it was yeah, and then I busted my ass throughout the rest of the day, like a few times, and just it was bad. But anyway,
it happens when you start getting tired too.
Yeah, the last one on the run, they had a slope called Home Run. That was like the last way down, and it took 30 minutes to get down the entire slope just to get done.
You were crying the whole way.
I flipped. You know what's funny is they had like the rest areas, right? Like you're snowboarding. They have like a little like taped off signs, this rest area, like a little barricade. And like I fell right in front of one of them, so I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm just like waiting, just like resting up, get up, and then I couldn't like turn. Like I had like a bad problem like Zoolander. You can't turn left. I couldn't turn right for some reason. Couldn't go front side. So I get up, like right in front of the rest sign, and I couldn't turn right around it, and I just ran straight into it and then flipped over it, like in slow motion.
Is there a video of that? I want to see that.
Nobody saw that at all. But I just sat there and I was like, oh, I hate my life right now.
How's your wife with that? Their family's good at it too?
We lost them for the day. They were all doing skis. Like I said, me and him were only one snowboarding. So we basically did like
just you and him.
We transversed like the whole thing, which is actually nice because we would go to like a couple slopes. We would go down to like one of the gondolas, and then there'd be like a little beer kind of thing, like a little restaurant or something like that.
Oh, that's
cool. Grab a beer and then go to the next one, take a few lifts and go. But it was fun. But in the middle of all that, there was a ton of stuff happening inside of space, and thanks, shout out to Vesper Wallet over there because I was definitely making some transactions even with my limited Wi-Fi. And one of the main things that happened during that stretch over throughout the holidays was OMEN. Remember, we talked about OMEN throughout, obviously our live streams beforehand. We had a chance to talk to Viva, but did not expect this as quick as it was. I don't know that I maybe didn't expect that they would sell out, but it definitely was like a tall task at that time. And it didn't take them long to get this 10,000 collection sold out. Like it took maybe a couple days.
I think that paper hand tax thing too really helped, which I personally like, especially with the community that's been around for a while. But I was happy to see they sold out that fast. Honestly, it wasn't an instant sellout, but it was quick enough. I thought, especially for a 10K collection, that they deserve that. Honestly,
it's pretty almost damn instant right now in this. You know what I mean? In this market, even. Yeah, it wasn't instant, but as fast as they did, that was impressive, especially with their mint price. It's not like it was, maybe US dollar worth, but
and a holiday weekend
amount was a lot. Yeah, in the holidays.
Well, US dollar amount was kind of up there, right? Like we're pushing 60 cents ADA and 150 ADA was the base price to it. But you know what my little meta was, and I know we did it on stream, I think maybe like I don't know what it was like the last stream we did with OMEN where the Calvaria, whatever they are, skulls, they were like a 20 to 30 ADA like price. And you could burn those you could burn one of those and it would only cost you 69 ADA to mint one of those things. So in reality, I think I bought 10 of the skulls to start. I think I spent less than 300 ADA on them. And I was minting most of mine for like the 69. So just call it under 100 ADA was really like my meta. And then people started to figure that out over time as the mint was going on. So the skulls at one point rose up to like 80 plus ADA. So they were almost equal to 150. Yeah. Yep. But you got certain traits out of it too by burning the skulls that you couldn't get from just minting in the public.
Which I think my first one, I think I had you help me get that one. I didn't have the crown then, but I did get a crown on my own with another Calvera one. But I did get a decent one with my cool background, the motherboard background. I got a pretty decent background because of that, I believe. I think so anyway, or just random luck. I don't know, but I think that's how it played out.
Dude, well, yeah, I remember minting one of those for you too. The crowns, dude, they got a nice little floor price and everything, right?
They did. They do.
TJ, is that yours right here? Sneaking over there?
It is 100%.
Absolutely, dude, bro, absolutely sell the shit out of these things. I mean, that's the move right there. But this was
I still have I bought 4 of them. I got 3 other ones chilling. I'm holding on to.
No, I mean, huge shout out to Nemo and Viva and the whole team, Victor, for crushing the artwork. Obviously, this was something that the artwork carried this, right? Like that was the whole point of this. Like people vibed with the way that they looked. They liked this, just the vast variety of traits. Like I guess when we saw the previews for them, right? Usually they kind of unload some of the best ones when you're seeing previews before a mint. But there was a ton of traits that nobody ever saw before this. That I think that's part of the reason why the collection did as well as it did and why it sold out is because there were so many different things that people were just like, I just kind of want to keep minting to see what I get because I don't know what else is in here.
I think the detail even in this art is just really well done overall. I mean, just the clothes, the facial expressions, they're all just really well done. It's not lazy art, in my opinion. Not lazy 2D art, I should call it. It really is well done. I like it.
The layering too, like for what it is, like that. I mean, imagine with all these different kind of traits and stuff like that, the layering's got to be a pain in the ass to get right.
Yeah.
And I know they had a couple minor issues which they just fixed. Yeah, I think I kind of felt that itch. Like it's a lot of people too inside the space were just kind of like, it's been a while since everybody kind of DJing in on like a big mint. Obviously meme coins are a whole other situation. When it comes down to like, hey, we've been waiting a while for a good mint to come out like this. And it was nice because you could pace yourself too, where you didn't have to just like automatically send a transaction and just hope that you got it through. Like you could like send in as you please for a couple of days, and everybody really was just kind of experimenting with it. And myself included, where I originally had planned to do about 10 to 15 of them. And by the end of it, I ended up with 60 of them, which was...
I know, that's freaking wild. I messaged like, dude, Tommy, do you have like 51 of these right now? You're like, about to be 53.
I was like a top 5 holder at one point.
You were? I said that in our chat.
Yeah. But my thing with it, I made some good little profits off some of the little meme coins like Pipos and other things at that time. So I was like, you know what? I'll just throw some little ADA and stuff into it. Why not? And I did everything on Vesper. I didn't do a single transaction, I don't think, on a desktop at all when I was doing it. Everything
I love Vesper Wallet. I just started using it a couple weeks ago now. I love it.
Dude, it's so much fun. And what the cool part about it too is like I could just just literally go on there. I'd buy like a Calvaria or something like that. And then I love the Vesper too. And this is one of the exploits that happened with Goombulls. But I would just like, you know what? I like certain numbers. Like, you get into like a thing like, I don't know. I got favorite numbers. So what I would do is I would just go swap a Calvaria or something like that. And then I click like sign transaction and I see the Omen number. It'd be like Omen number, I don't know, 999 or something. I would try to find like a rare number and I keep like going in and out,
I saw that too. Yeah.
And I would just, so I got like certain numbers that I was like, I like these numbers right here. And I did that throughout, and I minted everything, I think, except for the first transaction. I did everything in like just one. I would just do one at a time.
I'm not even gonna lie, I tried to be a little cheeky, and I was looking up the number before I would mint it, and I was like, I can't see that. It's not how it works. I tried. Not gonna lie, I did. I tried to be cheeky to see if I was getting before it. Yeah, dude. But I will say these are great PFPs. I saw a lot of people from cross chains coming over here just specifically for this mint. A lot of people from other blockchains came over here like, let's get on this as their first Cardano NFT too, which was pretty cool to see.
I think just the time of year too. There's not a whole necessarily lot going on always. A lot of projects are like enjoy time with your family, which is great. They should, but for a new project, a 10K project that's not coming from like a second stage of an existing project was a little more rare at that time.
Yep. I love the 1290 dude with the blue hair, the Cardano shirt.
1290. Man, I'm looking over here.
Blue hair Cardano shirt.
Oh yeah, no, dude, these all look sick. I mean, I kept a few of them, and we'll talk about it here in a quick second. Yeah, I think a lot of people just like vibed with the way that some of this stuff looked, even if some of them weren't technically rare, quote unquote rare. Like people just like the way these things looked. I minted quite a few of them. Obviously, I got over time. The tight hoodies were obviously a favorite of mine throughout this collection. One of the cool things too that they did recently was the like traits on like some of the metadata we were talking about. Like some of the SNEX faces were covered by like smoke, or there was like an explosion or something that like covered over the SNEX, so like you couldn't see the face. So they just fixed that recently. But I happen to mint, like obviously I get some mint luck over here. I got a little SNEC energy. There's only 12 of these things, and they did like an update on the eyes glowing and stuff like that. So there's some cool.
Good.
Some, I mean, they look really cool. Even just like stuff like this where the little sunflowers and dump, it's just, I don't know. It's just different.
It's different. Exactly. Yeah. Different kind of traits we're not used to seeing. And it works.
Yeah. And it did. And I don't know what they'll do with the rankings and stuff like this, but shout out to, like I said, my mint luck. There's 10K of these things. This one, I don't know why. I guess just because of the combination of traits. It is ranked number 13 out of 10,000.
Wow.
Really? I have a 500.
What a plain ass 13.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, I don't know why it's just ranked 13 right now. I guess because of the Hawaiian shirt, like the beard and stuff like that. I don't know if it's like Viva La Coins 101 almost, something like that. But yeah, this was ranked 13. Which so one of the things that we want to talk about on this, why they sold out. Not only our artwork was one of the things. The other thing was the paper hands rewards taxation, the PHRT or whatever the hell it is. That people didn't realize. Some people didn't realize. Others did. They gave as much warning, I think, as they could when we talked to them about basically when up until 20% minted, they took 80% of the royalties. So like people who were just like, yeah, I'm gonna go mint one of these and flip it. They're like, oh shit, like I'm not getting any 80 back. So it kind of forced everybody to like hold off on selling anything. I want to say there was only like maybe a handful, like under 10 sales up like maybe like 40% of that mint. Like it was super.
I think it was even lower than that, honestly. I'm not even just trying to challenge it. I think it was like 5 tops.
Yeah. I think it was like maybe like 700 ADA, maybe something, not even less than that. I mean, I was like, holy shit, like this is actually working right now, like it is intended. Which is also like kind of genius in the marketing fact to me. When I was thinking back on it, I'm like, look, they're going to give all these things to all these holders. And I'm like, but there's going to be no royalties at all. Like there's going to be like 1,000 ADA between 10,000 people are going to get like 0.1 ADA back. Yeah, that's like the marketing factor. It's like, oh, we're going to give it back to you guys. It's like, well, nobody sold, so you guys aren't getting shit back anyway. But no, over time though, which obviously Nemo and them, they had something up their sleeve for this, is that I think the royalties just finished up. They extended it to like a week, not just up until the mint, and it was like around like 86,000 and change ADA. And then after that, they put a little tweet out over here. They said, you know what, 100% of the royalties now are going to go back to the community, which is actually so crazy. Cool. And did you guys get a chance to do this? Because this just happened last night when we were talking about it backstage. So in order to claim, You did stake it. So yeah, you can do it through ADA Anvil on their site right here. But if you want to claim your 8.6 ADA per thing for now, you can do that. You have to stake and they can claim it this Sunday, which is Sunday the 5th.
You get 8.6 per NFT, right?
8.6 per NFT. So I think
That's
I hold
dope. Actually, that's really freaking cool.
Actually, not a little like return, especially when you have 60 of them, Tommy.
I got 50 of them left. Yeah, I got 50 of them left out of the 60. And I bought 2 off the secondary too. So, but yeah, so you can stake these things right now. And then from there, like TJ, you were asking about it backstage, right? Are they all on equal value? Well, yes, right now for the first initial one. Yeah. So yes, if you hold any of these, doesn't matter what traits you have, how rare it is, whatever it is, they all get you the 8.6 ADA back that you can harvest on this Sunday, the 7th. But from there, he kind of teased, he's like, well, maybe some of the rarer ones may earn you a little bit more out of that percentage of those royalties. And he didn't go on, and he goes, they got something else up their sleeve. So this is something to keep an eye on, because also says they can give back to their holders is a huge thing. What else they do from there, I don't know. But it just kind of proved that like artwork definitely is important, that for stuff people to kind of vibe with. And then if people are able to earn something, make like a good combination like that, a project can be super successful in this space right now.
They sound like a very smart team, and they're able to, pivot, or they already had plans that what they want to do down the line. They just want to disclose it or before the mint. So I'm excited to see what they have going on in the future.
Yeah, it's definitely a project I think definitely you need to hold on to. If you have any of them, like right now, I would definitely recommend like just at least hanging on to 1 or 2 of these things just to kind of see where they go. Because I don't think that they're just like a quick little mint and we'll forget about them here in a few months. I definitely think they're going to be one of those like collections to be around that are going to go into that next run, whenever that may be this year. But yeah, big shout out to Omen. Shout out to Nemo and the guys. Like I said, it was good to talk to them beforehand. But yeah, huge congrats. 10K collection inside this bear market, man. It's insane.
Very cool.
Outside of that, though, guys, we talked a lot of DeFi a little bit before the end of the thing, end of the year last year. And we kicked off and ended 2023 with a lot of drama, a lot of meme coins. Did you guys get a chance to pay any kind of attention? Because you can kind of see the number 2 one that's sitting up here right now, even today. We're on the 3rd of January recording this. Good old FREN over here is up there, but meme coins.
I don't have any friends. That's all I saw was on Twitter. Everyone the whole time like, this is stupid, but at the same time, like, damn, I wish I had some.
Yeah. It was one of those moments too. Like I felt like anytime I wanted to jump in, I just feel like I wouldn't have got a return that I would have liked. So I never jumped in at all ever. Same thing with Peepos. I remember, shout out to Toe Dipper. He told us on stream when they were like 27 ADO. And I was like, watch, if I buy this thing, they're gonna tank. If I don't buy it, they're gonna 2x by the morning. And they did. They went up to like 48, 58 that morning. And now they went to like a 500 floor like a week ago. Insane.
And there's still a 299 floor right now.
That's insane. Insane.
Well, dude, the Peepos narrative was, obviously the main number 1 meme coin. You can see it here on Tap Tools over here. On Cardano is SNEC, right? Like, I don't think that's getting dethroned anytime soon. If I don't know, we'll see whatever else comes out. But in the they look like the clear front runner to kind of run away with this, right? They got $105 million in market cap right now. Still 105 million market cap still to this day. Even with the massive drop off, they did get on central exchanges too, right? There's a couple of them. Gate.io, I think, was one of the big ones. Yeah, they got on Gate.io.
Yeah. I didn't see that. Awesome.
And they've got on a few of these. So I definitely think like going into this next run, like SNEC's, like if you're a meme coin enthusiast, like SNEC's definitely one of those ones you want to have like some exposure to, I think, in some regard, just because it kind of moves everything forward too. But the second one, like there's been a ton of dumb meme coins that have launched over here in the last few weeks over on Cardano. But FREN kind of took their own little narrative and they kind of ran with it. Like they were the first one, I think, outside of SNEC to really like kind of move. And I think that's why the price of them really went the way that they did. They ran, I think, up until it was as a high price. They jumped up. Let me pull it back a few days. Yeah, it was up to over like 0.6 ish. Like, I mean, we got 4 zeros in front of this shit. like 0.6 something almost, whatever the hell that is. Way back when it was, I want to say, because when I bought into it originally, I fumbled a bag hard on Pipos. I had like almost like 400,000 of this token, and I was like, yeah, you know what? They're kind of trading sideways right now. I'm going to move it into something else. And of course, as soon as I moved it, they rose up to what they did. I think I would have had like over 20 something thousand ADA had I just left my stuff alone. So I fumbled Snack, I fumbled Friend. What's the next one I'm going to fumble? I'll probably talk to you guys here about that in a sec.
Tune in next time for Tommy's fumbles.
Yeah, guys, whatever I'm doing, do the opposite. Just hang on. But no, Friend had its own kind of little narrative, man. It's the first like meme I've seen on Cardano outside of Snack that actually gained traction. They did pretty well, and the Pipos token at one point, I did have a few of those at that time before I went ahead and sold them. But I did do a little airdrop too. They did they were originally supposed to do an airdrop like allocation for the NFTs over but they ended up, I think the community kind of like voted them off where they do like a vested kind of schedule of an airdrop. So it was like a full thing. So that gave like the NFTs a little bit of value. So everybody should like dump the NFTs into oblivion. So that's why I still think they have the value that they do, because you still are going to get a future like airdrop from these things. And I don't know where past that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But it definitely was like an organic type of meme that it kind of took off in a sense that I don't know.
It just goes to show, yeah, but it goes to show you like what the community, really wants or is looking for right now. They're not looking for a bunch of utility. They're just looking for a nice return on investment, whether it be from the NFT or from the token. That's all they really want right now. That's all they're looking for, because the bull run's coming out. So this is just I mean, no offense to the art, but like there's so many great art projects and projects with a bunch of utility out there that don't even have half of that floor right now.
You can offend that art, TJ. Who do you like?
I don't want to offend
what the fuck, man? I spend so much time on this.
Right. You know what I'm saying though? Like there's so many other great projects out there that don't have, like I said, a floor half of what they have right now. And people just want to make money right now. That's all they're looking to do. And this is a type of project where they could have made money from.
Saving up till the bowl.
And I'd argue that this is like straight up our alley though. Like, and when we started this,
100%.
A project like this, we fucking love this. Like dumb shit like this. I would have bought it and would have gone up. Can you imagine buying this for 5 ADA and going to 500?
But I've been burned so many times that I'm becoming a skeptic with projects. Like, if I get that should, like I said, it's going to go down. I'm not going to get a profit on that.
I guess the overall theme of that though is it's like, this is what onboards people into, whether it's dumb, whether they lose their ass and they bought the top, or they got in at the very bottom and they made a ridiculous amount of money, right?
Oh, I agree 100%. This is how you get people over here. You make it, they're making money.
Yep.
Make it, that's it. That's what they want.
I don't care what anybody says. I mean, obviously there's a space for collectibles. There's a space for art. Like there's a space for that kind of appreciation. Majority of people are here for money. And if there's anything 100%. That has hype and they want money, they're going to flock to this shit. So don't be surprised that your fucking great art project that you spend all this time on is not doing well, but this dumb shit is like crushing you, because if you don't have that hype and that community behind you and people can't make money off it, they don't care.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the reality of this shit.
Well, they have to get the money to be able to get to the point where they can care about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you know, if you're not paying your rent, you're not out like, I'm going to go to the art gallery this week, maybe buy a few pieces. But, you know, when you got that 100%. Excess money, you got that surplus, then you can be like, you know what? I got a ton of money. Rent's good. I can go fuck around a little bit, buy something. You know, this one's for me.
I can buy some Pipos today. Or, hey, I made a shitload of money off these dumb Pipos things. I'm going to go spend some money. And that's the reality of this stuff. And I still think FREN is one to pay attention to. If you're in the meme coin kind of world, like I don't know where they're going to go from here. But I definitely think it's one that the community is growing. One of the funny things, I know we shout out to Clark Kent over there. He's like a big proponent of Pipos. And they're like raiding like Chinese like spaces right now, like where they're like, it's just all in Chinese, like they're just like their whole community goes into them. There's one thing that's over on Twitter right now, and they're just like it's fucking hilarious. And they're just raiding the spaces with Pipos, and they're getting people's like attention. So I think they've got a strong enough community where I don't think these things are going away at the moment. I mean, like I said, everything is flat, a drop in the bucket or a splash in the bucket. It could definitely go disappear. But right now, they seem to be like the number 2 meme coin. I know.
Nice to meet you, number 2.
Hello, number 1 and number 2.
See, I'll give you an example right now. Like my personal opinion on this, I don't think it's going to go up much higher now. I don't think I can make a nice return on this. Just how my mind is operating right now. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like that's just how much of a skeptic I am. Scared money don't make no money. That's me for real. So right now, I don't think it's going to go up that much for me to be worth me to throw ADA at. That's just my personal opinion.
I throw ADA at it now. That's the thing now.
If I'm not doing it, 100% go ahead and do it because now it's going to go up.
If I throw 1,000 ADA at this stuff right now, I can still get 21 million. What kills me is I had 373 million and I just don't want to deal with it. Speaking of other things that caused controversy this week too, in the meme coin world was this KISEKI token over here, which then stealth launched. Oh, let me preface that right.
Stealth launch.
Machine. So since their stealth launch,
yes, they changed the ticker from KISEKI over to KITUP over here. This was over on the weekend. I saw it maybe an hour after the thing. I think it was Olakram's post over from the Big. Of course, like the Big and all those people, they all are in early on this stuff. As soon as something drops, they all hear about it inside these groups. And that was kind of the controversy with this token, was that they had been building up a
community
over here, and they had like OG rules. They had a whitelist. I don't know if they were OGs or whitelist or whatever the hell they were doing, but they were definitely OG rules where people thought like they'd been building this community. They were going to get like a pre-sale kind of allocation, and all of a sudden out of nowhere they just dropped the token, and people were kind of upset about that. They called it a stealth launch. In reality, though, they were just like, this is the best way to prevent against like botters and stuff like this. We just don't tell you. We kind of psych you guys out. And this token pumped. And one of the reasons it pumped, outside of it just being like kind of a stealth launch, people didn't know what the hell was going on, was good old our resident shiller inside the space, good old Shilmo Baggins over here. My man started pumping. He's gotten called out multiple times,
but like over the weekend or something.
Over the weekend, he got called out a bunch of times. And this is where the controversy kind of exposed the space for me a little bit as far as Cardano. And I'm sure this happens on a way bigger scale and other chains. It's just, you know, we're deep inside the Cardano ecosystem. So it was easier to kind of see. But yeah, Shilmo Baggins starts tweeting about, all right, guys, here's, you know, he always does the TA, like, all right, we just hit a bull flag here. Target is like triple the fucking price right now. Just buckle up, motherfuckers, kind of thing. And everybody's like, oh yeah, we're going up. And people start kind of calling him out because he tweeted about it when this thing ran from like, I don't know, 0.005 or whatever it was. And it ran up to over 0.01. So like doubled its price. And he was calling like tweets at that time. And then the next day, somebody found out that he had been allocated or he got hired on by their team as far as like either an advisor kind of role or marketing, and got sent a big bag of this token. And it wasn't disclosed that he was doing it, but obviously if you know Shilmo and OPT and Milk and all those other fucking things, he's been a paid promoter for all this stuff. And people put two and two together, like, all right, this dude's getting paid by this stuff, but nobody said anything about it. So we're going to go ahead and call it out. And there was like reports from like just like the TCT, from L, from ESCO, from all these other people inside of space of like, hey, these people have been allocated all this. They're trying to shill this to you. They're trying to dump their bags on their heads. Hit them and a guy named Jupiter, which has like his own alpha group. And it dumped the price of this coin from like whatever it was, like 0.08 to like 0.03. And like that same day, and has since recovered up to like, I don't know where it is right now, but it's done pretty well since that recovery. So 0.06. So you can kind of see like zooming in and out of like, it went up, dropped super down to like some point, and now we're kind of in the middle ground. But
it's one of those things too that like us as a community, we trust people and projects way too much that when something like this happens, we're like super disappointed and upset, like, oh man, you dumped on me type of thing. But it's like he's been shilling specific coins for the longest time. You just thought he was doing it for the community, but no, his name literally is Shilmo Baggins. He's pumping his own bags. That's literally his name. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm not saying it was right to do it, but at the same time, they should disclose that he was an advisor. But everyone needs to do a little more research on like who you're following and where you're getting your alpha or information from. Yeah, if they're there for you or they're there for themselves. Because a lot of times, even for our sake, we trust way too easy of this in the space of other people. And it's like, well, we might talk about a project, but none of us might not even own the project, but we just genuinely like what they have going on. But some of these people in our space or Cardano space are pumping the shit out of their bags. I know people joke and say, "Oh, stop pumping your bags to us," but
because
it's like
they have their own vested thing. You know, think about that.
100%.
You get 20 million of a token all of a sudden
100%.
that's worth like $60,000. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna tweet maximum gainage. Don't fade.
Generational wealth, motherfuckers.
Like I would tweet, you know, of course I'm going to tweet that as soon as I get paid that kind of money. But if it's not disclosed, I mean, yes, it's in your roadmap, right? Like, hey, I'm getting, you know, marketing's allocated 5% of the supply. And then you put 2 and 2 together. It's like, hey, there's 1 billion of this token in supply, but they're also burning it in their roadmap. They're burning 30% of their supply. So when you think about really like 2% or 5%, it's actually a lot larger than that after that burn's done. So these motherfuckers are getting paid. And
it just goes to show, like, whoever you're following that's pumping or showing you these coins or these charts, are they showing you for like to be a good community member? Or are they just showing to pump their own bag? Like, you really have to do your own research for a lot of these people who just post on Twitter every day. That's what I'm saying.
On your head.
Exactly.
Is Tommy just trying to get you to buy his 50 Omen?
Yes. Kind of same thing, but I mean, you can kind of see it here, right? Like, obviously, why is all of a sudden he get away from OPT, from milk, and all these things? It's because, you know, he got paid from this thing. Hey, we're gonna do some marketing. Hey, people, watch my stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pump the shit out of this, and hopefully, you know, maybe I'm right. I'm doing technical analysis on a Memecoin. Sure, that came out 2 days ago, but trust this. You know,
the inverse Head and Shoulders. He just comes up with random ass and just draws stuff on the chart. You know what I'm saying?
My man drew a smiley face on there.
That's what I'm saying. And people eat it up because they don't know charts like that. They think this guy's an expert, so they just go and follow it and they want to do it.
I mean, I know that was a man's stomach and then his moobs.
I can see that now. I can see that. Standing sideways.
Oh man, but yeah, no, this KISEKI token, don't get me wrong, when the FUD happened with this thing too, absolutely bought into it. You know, that's just how this narrative works, right? You buy into it. Yeah, you go down, it goes down hard. You're like, I mean, it was like 2 times this, so I guess today, before all this stuff happened, it's got to recover. Maybe it doesn't. It's a little gamble you take. And that's the beauty of this stuff right now, is that where people make money on it is these opportunities don't just happen on like your traditional coins of like the safe coins, right? You can invest in those, and those may go up 10, 20, 30% over a few months. And eventually they'll go up to something way higher as the years go by. But this stuff like this, where you can get like a 1,000% return on something stupid like this, or you can absolutely lose your ass. That's why people have fun with this stuff, because they're degens. You know, they just want to get into these dumb things. KISEKI was one of those things. Now, if they seem to be, I don't know, everything that's come out after the fact of that report seems to be legit. There was disclosed stuff. You know, they paid these guys and their marketing fee. It is what it is. If you don't like the fee they got paid, you know, don't buy it. I mean, that is what it is. But I mean, it's like an AI meme coin. They're trying to compare it to like Shiba Inu right now out on Cardano. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I got a little bag of it myself.
Like Shiba Inu on our
I would compare SNEC to more like a Doge instead of a Shiba Inu.
They're all the same, in my opinion, dude.
Dollar value or not?
What?
Well, obviously, but yeah.
What?
What? I gotta get off the show. We've been sharing the screen way too long over here. But yeah, outside of these little meme coins here, have you guys messed around with any meme coins, or like, do you give a shit about this space in the sense that like this is what's going on? This is kind of where, like, are we just used to this? We got in when like SafeMoon was like a big thing, and obviously we've seen SafeMoon like file for bankruptcy and shit like that recently. So are we excited?
I just feel like I guess I am excited. I just personally haven't done a lot of research on it myself, so I can't comment on whether or not I would invest on it right now, or even the token's coming out. There is a token that's coming out that I'm assuming we're going to talk about soon, that I am very curious about investing on, because that is getting a little bit of more traction and hype around the space. But that one I will do more research on. The other ones I didn't do anything about, so I can't comment on getting in them or what have you. So I did not.
Are we talking about that next week?
We can probably talk about Monday.
Probably Monday. Yeah, we're talking about
Monday.
that. So Yeah, if
What
you
was
guys
that,
don't
with
know.
that show, Tommy? Yeah. Next week on Lonnie.
Lonnie.
Yeah, you don't remember that YouTube show?
The puppets?
No, it was just like a random show, and they would have like these. It would just pretend to show like the end of like a normal sitcom, and then
I know what
"Next
you're
week
talking
on
about.
Lonnie,"
Yes.
and then like the
Yeah.
next week preview would be like out of control.
Yes.
I think
actually
Ben
got
Stiller
Lonnie.
was like Ben Stiller was like in a couple of them too. It was just like a show on YouTube. It was really weird.
I
Next time
do
on
remember.
Lonnie, yeah, that was good
wild
stuff.
memory. Yeah, that was a wild
That was
memory you
good
just
stuff.
sparked right there. But yeah,
I'll
I
find it.
mean, as far as like meme coins and stuff like that go inside of space, I think I love it
Or
because
making money.
I think in this day and age, like the NFTs itself, there's definitely like plays to be made, but not nearly the gains. If you're looking to like day trade or like just zip and flip, the play right now is to go into these native tokens, not the NFTs
Absolutely.
themselves. Now there are obviously things like the little Peepos and some of these little like coat passes and all these dumb like NFTs that come up where they give you like passes or whatever. That seems to be the new meta right now, is where it's like, hey, we have a meme coin coming out, but first we're going to release the NFTs, the passes first to get you like a pre-sale. That seems to be like the new thing or re-emerging thing that's happening right now. But outside of that, I don't think that the NFTs over on Cardano are your play if you're quote unquote trying to make a bunch of ADA. I think financial gains or thing, you should probably stick to the DeFi world.
Now, if you want to collect, that's a different story. You can or should buy some NFTs right now because they are all pretty fairly priced. Most of these projects.
You hit the bottom on a lot of them. Like we saw Space
Yeah.
Buzz down to like 1,000. Yeah, you can get your Peepos, or you can get things like Space Buzz that were down to like 1,000 ADA floor, and then all of a sudden now they're almost up to 2,000. I mean, there's definitely opportunities out there. That's the good flow, right? Like people make money in the meme coin season, they flow that back into the NFTs, and we're seeing that kind of little like same thing happen a little bit again. So just make sure like
Block. Good flow.
I thought you were talking about pop locking
from Happy Gilmore when he's talking about like block get good energy, block good flow, block it. Block
That's
energy,
from.
bad.
I thought that's from.
Where's the grandma's boy?
That's grandma's boy.
There's a grandma. Yeah, Mr. Cheezel. Holy shit! I am naked. Come on in.
What's he? I had a dream last night. I was a snake, and I slithered in the grass.
Yeah.
Christmas trip, dude. It's July.
Whoa! You order for me all the time. What's up, Mr. Cheezel?
What's up, Dante?
I haven't watched that in a long time. I might. Yeah, I think I planned. I was going to watch a couple months ago. Yeah, I might need to watch that.
I would love to go back and watch that right now. Boys, I thought we were
outside of that.
I thought we were going to do a quick little 30. I think we need to go ahead and wrap it up on the back end here for 2024's first episode over here. Plugged for all you people who missed out in the beginning, episode 101. Just throwing it out.
How did you say it? You had to say it. You want to say the rest of it?
My name is
technically
102 for the OGs.
Is it 102? It is 102 for the OGs.